Hey guys, we're just gonna take just a minute to let everyone get a chance to get in on the live today. It should come up now.
Yep, I think so.
Okay. Blonde moments. You see, when Chris did it in here last time, he knew we were coming in here to do it, and he's in there in his office writing on that portable like whiteboard.
Oh, yeah.
And he writes like a bunch of stuff, and then he puts tape on it, and we're both carrying it over here, and we get all the way to like taping it up on over the whiteboard, and he's like, why are we taping whiteboard on top of whiteboard? Why didn't I just come in here and write it on the whiteboard?
Right.
He's
That's
like,
funny.
more importantly, how could you let us get this far?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. You want to wait another few seconds, or should we get rocking and rolling?
No.
Okay.
I think we'll go. We have 17 people watching, so
Okay.
go for it.
You guys aren't going to get the benefit of seeing Brittany today, but she's behind the scenes. Just want to welcome everybody. Once again, the reminder: if you're driving, please don't watch this while you're driving. It will be recorded, and you can log on later and watch it. So thank you, everybody. That's on here. I don't really have any specific reason to be on here today, but there are just some general things that I just kind of want to share with everybody. I want to start out with a couple of kudos. Tim and Robin Roberts, thank you. We had some customers that were singing your praises. And so, yeah, thank you for your work and thank you for your efforts. I don't know exactly what it is that you did that they were so impressed by, but we heard from some customers that you guys are pretty great. So thank you very much. And earlier today, we also got a notice from a customer in Camden about our local drivers. So I want to recognize them: Chris Argood, Wendell Tedder, and Eugene Dozier. Thank you very much for your efforts there as well. The one specific customer there in Camden was very, very complimentary. There's a whole email string of several people from the at the customer talking about how great you guys are. So thank you so much for that. Chuck and Jackie Hensel, you guys, I think you guys are on here. You guys were here earlier this week. It's always great to see you guys, and thank you for the snacks. And everybody says thank you for the goodies that you left for everybody, and then for the keto diet stuff that you guys left for me. Thank you. I was munching on that earlier today as well. So it's always good to see you guys. One other thing, or several other things, but there's a scam going around, and some of you guys may have already gotten, calls where, someone's calling to impersonate the Social Security office and kind of threatening to get your personal information and everything. Don't fall for it. We have one of our longtime teams, that did get caught up in that, and it's could potentially get a little messy. Just know that no government entity or anything like that, will ever ask you to disclose, deep personal information, over the phone, whether it's the IRS or Social Security office or anything like that. The concern for us, of course, is that if you share the wrong information, that it could potentially cause a problem for your DoD clearance. So just be careful and be aware, of those kind of things that that can cause you problems. Okay, the February for company drivers, February retention and production bonus. I don't know if you can see it, up here, but we had the Buckaloos, Billy and Daveline. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Daveline, Buckaloo. They got almost $14,000. $13,400 and change. So congratulations to them. There was. If you go into our website, you'll see, where we honor everybody, that has the anniversary. We don't put your amounts that you received, of course. I mean, that's, too personal of information, but we do want to honor everybody who has an anniversary month, there. I know one of the concerns we had for a while too is we were getting wrong anniversary dates and anniversary months. If somebody, change, job status, especially from owner operator to company or something like that, we have a way of fixing that now, so everybody should be honored, for their, actual years of service and higher months and that kind of stuff. If you notice that in the newsletters and that kind of stuff that we have the wrong anniversary year for you or date, just send me or Brittany a message and we can get it updated, for you. So, your correct years of service are reflected, but thank you very much, on that. But again, everybody, that receives the bonus, will be up here, on our website here, tristatesecured.com. In March, we have 27 drivers that we anticipate receiving the bonus. So that'll be a big month for a lot of you, and we're excited for that. Because the month just ended yesterday, it's going to take us a few days to get final numbers and final reports, but your driver manager should have that information, for you sometime, certainly by the end of next week. And then Jeanette, JD, will be reaching out to all of you guys to, give you an idea of everybody that's, qualified for that as well. The one thing I do want to remind everybody though, so the Davalines got a big check, almost $14,000, but they're going to be taxed on that. And so that's not something that we can, control, obviously. And because it's a bonus, it's going to be taxed extra heavily, there. So just, if you're planning on a $6,000 bonus, that's what we're going to pay. But what you're going to get, deposit to your bank account is going to be certainly less than that, whatever your tax, bases are. The nice thing though, however, is even though it's taxed heavier, because, it's a one-time bonus, type of thing, you'll get all, whatever the difference is that you overpaid on your tax return. So in many ways, it's almost like a two-part bonus where you'll get a big chunk of it, up front, and then once you do your tax return, you get a, other part of that back. And that's just, kind of the way bonuses work. I mean, the IRS just taxes bonuses heavily, there, but just be aware of that and plan for that where you're not spending all of it. So, question?
So, McLean Acker
Yeah.
says that we seem to be leaning towards becoming more of a company trucks and not owner operators. Is this the new goal for the company?
So, it's probably Michaeline. Thanks for that question. Here's where we want to be, okay? The premise that we don't want more owner-operators is not true. However, as our owner-operator fleet will tell you, there needs to be a healthy ratio, okay? And generally, we want to be about 2-to-1 company drivers to owner-operators. And there's several reasons for that ratio. Much of that has to do, all of it has to do with essentially how to best service our customers. As you're aware, owner-operators have, certain rights and privileges, that, as an independent contractor, that comes, as part of that. So in order for us to properly service our customers, we do need to make sure that we have a healthy balance of company drivers and owner-operator trucks. With that being said, this year we do have a growth goals that we expect to anticipate growing our company fleet and our owner-operator fleet, hand in hand. But again, I mean, it's it's one of the challenges, that the old TSMT had, and one of the challenges that that R&R had, is when you become too heavily owner-operator, versus company fleets. But both is a priority for us this year, and we'll be growing both fleets for sure. So, okay. Okay, so speaking of owner-operators, let me address this real quickly. There's been a lot of questions lately about increasing the maintenance account, for owner-operators. It's, we have 150 owner-operators or so right now, and most of you manage your businesses very well, and most of you, save money, and when you have repairs, you're able to take care of it, and so forth. On occasion, we do have, situations where our equipment, Rob Whitaker will get frustrated though, because an owner-operator will go into a shop and have a $15,000 repair, and they don't have the resources to pay for that, and so they want the company, to front that money. Well, we have done it, but more and more, as we grow, those systems and processes, makes it more difficult. And so we do, have a maintenance account where you can, participate in our tire purchasing, and if you go and purchase tires, then we can, deduct it from the maintenance account or what have not. But it's not really designed, for an engine overhaul or a big major expense. And so we have owner operators that say, hey, instead of $3,000, or I don't remember what our maintenance account amounts are, but instead of $3,000, why don't you let me put in $20,000 into it, and that way, there's just plenty of money, into it for any major expense or whatever. There's a couple of concerns with that. I mean, there's, it always have administration issues. I mean, because we're government, contractor, there's FARS requirements, and there's challenges, that prevents us from just saying, sure, yeah, give us as much money, as you want, and we'll just hold it for you, there. And like anything else, on occasions where we have done that, then again, that gets abused. Well, I can't make my car payment, so I need to borrow back my own money. And all of that takes administrative time and effort and energy. And I will say that the other thing, that as an owner-operator that you should, be sensitive to is there are companies that will do that and say, hey, give us as much money as you want, we'll hold it for you. And they're kind of using your money as a free loan, to operate the company with. And 15 years ago, that was an issue, with the old SLT, before John Wilbur, took over, type of thing. So there's many reasons why, we have the maintenance account the way it is, right now. Our encouragement, to you is, to run your business like a real business, just like, we have to have a completely separate, savings account or whatever that you control yourself, just dedicated to your, maintenance needs or whatever. So anyway, any other questions, about the maintenance account or whatever, feel free to reach out to Rob or to me, and we can talk you through that, as well. Okay. Any questions, or doing okay? Okay. All right, so the next piece that I want to talk about here, Facebook. So, our Facebook presence has grown leaps and bounds, and if you haven't had a chance to meet Riley Porter, our social media coordinator, if you're ever in Joplin, go say hi to her. She's been fantastic. Some of you will know her as the daughter of Teresa Porter, who is equally fantastic. But Riley is the one that's done a tremendous amount of work on our social media, on our Facebook, of course, our .com website, our website, and I'm going to show that here in a second. But once in a while, I mean, I think we have almost 900, people following us on our Facebook page, and we only have 700 something drivers, there. So I don't know where the extra followers are, but sometimes the interaction is not as appropriate as it should be. And we don't want to make a big deal about it. It should be fun, and Facebook has a lot of challenges with politics or whatever. Our sites should be pretty free of politics. But the big concern that I have is it should be fun and not necessarily uplifting, but it should be something where somebody has to worry about coming to our Facebook page. So if you've got a comment or something that's related to our social media that's not pleasant, it's been deleted, I can promise you that, and you're probably going to be banned if it happens too many times. So let's just keep it light and fun and pleasant, and if you can't do that, then like I said, you will unfortunately be banned from our social media presences. So I see Brittany smiling. Is there comments going on or something? Or
you made Riley blush.
Okay, all right. Well, Riley's great. I'm a big Riley fan. She's getting a big academic scholarship next week, so, or maybe it's not big, but she's getting an academic scholarship next month. So just be aware of that. Okay, the final piece that I have is I want to talk about real quickly our website. We've never really promoted our website, that much, just because there's information on there that's useful, but it hasn't been updated, for a long time. And frankly, with the R&R joining, I mean, R&R had much more robust driver tools as far as training videos, that kind of stuff, than TSMT had or SLT had. And so we're incorporating, some of those R&R, tools and videos as well. Okay, you're not going to be able to see it very well here, but if you go to our website, our official website, which is tristatesecured.com, at the very top you'll see different sections of the website that you can go to. Okay, there's an entire section for drivers. Okay, and this is for new drivers. This is for current drivers. This is just anybody that wants information for drivers. But if you go to the website, and if you're on your smartphone, the execution of this is going to be slightly different, but on a normal computer, you'll just scroll over drivers, and at the bottom of a drop-down list, you'll see a section called Driver Portal. Okay, so click on the Driver Portal, and it's going to take you to our Driver Portal website. And let me resize this so at least you can have a bit of an idea of what. So on our driver portal is just all tools and information, that our drivers would want and need. We don't have everything ready to go yet, but sometime soon you'll be able to look up your payroll settlements. Sometime soon you'll be able to to look at your health insurance and your 401 links, that kind of stuff. Okay, but the rest of it, Riley's done a tremendous job of getting everything updated and and its relevance. So you should be able to get forms here. If you can't remember certain permits, or if you need route guiding or placarding quick guides, use this as a resource. Okay. One of the projects that Riley and Jake and Andy are working on right now are training videos. Okay, we have training videos up. These are the R&R videos. They're still relevant, but we're in the process of getting them updated and changed. Right now, and so it's here. It's useful. It's not something that we're necessarily feel like it's an awesome product. But it is, in a pinch, if you need, something, and you just can't get a hold of something, anybody, the information's here. So, we're going to be constantly updating it, constantly improving it, so feel free to engage with it. Send suggestions to Riley or I, or just go to social media at tristatesecured.com. And send in recommendations, suggestions, or whatever you might have on that.
Sharon Wittenberg says, what is the official name of the company now? Our truck still has TSMT on it.
Yeah. So Sharon, hi Sharon. That's a really fair question, because there's a lot of confusion. You hear Bedrock, Dasky, Roadmaster Group, Tri-State, what is it? Tri-State is fine. You're safe, saying Tri-State. I mean, it's if it's Bedrock, then our official doing business as DBA is Tri-State. Officially we are Tri-State Motor Transit Co. But TSMT is our SCAT code. There. But any business that that we if you're a Tri-State driver, Tri-State is the company that you work for. And, if we have DROM drivers on here, you're different, of course, you're ATCO, and if any confusion about that, get a hold of Gary or Marnie or Dale, they'll help you out on that. But the vast majority, of who's watching are Tri-State, and Tri-State or TSMT, you're fine with. Okay? Okay, so anyway, we'll constantly be updating this, and it's if there's other information that you're looking for, it should be here. We don't have a search function yet on it, but we'll be adding that. One of the other big pieces that we're working on to provide all of our drivers this year is a mobile app. and you know, it'll be a tri-state or Roadmaster Group mobile app, and I've got one. I've got it on my phone actually, but we're not quite ready to test it. But you'll be able to do your drive axle through it. You'll be able to pull up, pretty much everything that's on the website, through this mobile app. And I'm hoping that we can, start testing that in the next month or so, and then, we should be able to work out all the, issues and whatever's, from it, and get it to all of you, hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months. So we're excited about that, but just anything we can do to just kind of generally make things easier for you. I want to get paperless, it's where you don't have to carry everything and have so much, risk of, keeping this permit here and this, hazmat notice here or whatever, type of thing. And as much as possible, we want to get into an environment where you've got everything in a safe and easy way to find. So anyway.
Amber Tapia says, will we be able to see our loads in the app?
And again, eventually, probably, but there's going to be several versions of it. The first one, most likely not. I mean, the first one, we're just trying to get real basic information, and then as we're able to roll into it, I mean, is it going, there are technologies out there right now that, replaces the Qualcomm, that kind of stuff. We're not prepared to do that, and we're not, because of our, DIS requirements and security requirements, I don't know that, that we'll ever be able to totally replace our Qualcomm, devices and everything. But those are some of the things we'll have to look at before we can roll it out to, a mobile app. I mean, what if you lose your cell phone? What does that, put our security, information at risk, that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff's going to be a bit, if ever, but that's the goal, and we'll see what happens, in the coming months, from there. So, okay, let me see if I have anything else on my list here. I think I've reached everything. That's all that I have. Any other questions, comments, subject matters that anyone else wants to discuss? Okay.
I don't have anything.
Again, we thank you, and it's hard, and one of the challenges that we have, is to strengthen the relationships between the office and our drivers. And Chuck and Jackie's a great example. It's always fun to see them, but I think it's 3 years since the last time Brittany and I saw them, and so it's, we hear from them often, and it's great to talk with them, but it's not easy to see each other very often, and relationships are often formed in person and face to face, and that's just one of the challenges of our industry. But hopefully these kind of forums and these kind of opportunities will make it easier, for us to get to know each other. We would like to invite some drivers to do Facebook Live. I know you guys, have some tips and tricks that would be useful, to share with other drivers, especially new drivers, to us and the company. So if any of you want to volunteer, we'll get you into Phoenix or Joplin to do some of these Facebook Lives as well, and I think that'd be really useful stuff. So in the meantime, thank you again so much. Stay warm and be safe, and we'll see you next week.